Loves, and welcome back to my channel. This is the first time of seeing this beautiful face. Please stop making your laugh by clicking on that subscribe button. It's your girl Kelechi. I create content on nurses, skincare, lifestyle, a bit of self-development videos, and a little bit of vlogging. Welcome to my channel. Please like, share, subscribe if you find this content engaging. So I'm going to be talking about a topic that I know I have dabbled into a bit in the past. That is the aesthetic career still worth it in 2026 in Nigeria? Is the aesthetic nurse career still worth it in 2026 in Nigeria? If you don't know, if this is the first time of you watching me, I used to be an aesthetic nurse in Nigeria for a period of 3 years. 3 years or 3.5 years. And I did that for a while. I loved it. I enjoyed doing that. And I also considered the career, going forward in Nigeria. But I left it. And moved to the United Kingdom 4 years ago. Why did I leave aesthetic career and move to another phase of nursing? Why is this aesthetic nurse career still in vogue? And should you consider doing aesthetic nursing in 2026 as a nurse in Nigeria? I'm going to be answering all these questions and more. We'll be discussing more on this channel. Let's get right into this video. So I've got a couple of people ask me recently. I think I got an Instagram DM, which I'm going to just show right now. The person asked me that they wanted to consider doing aesthetic nursing in Nigeria and what are the prospects of doing aesthetic nursing in Nigeria in terms of qualifications and how they are going to be able to use those qualifications should in case they decide to migrate to a foreign country. So here is how, if I wanted to become an aesthetic nurse now, here's how I'm going to go about it. So I considered all of these options before I did migrate. I considered what are my prospects as an aesthetic nurse in Nigeria. Where will I be in 5 years' time if I decided to go for aesthetic nursing? How comfortable, and I don't mean wealthy, just how comfortable will I be as an individual in terms of financial stability would I get from doing aesthetic nursing? So I got into aesthetic nursing because I had passion for it. I loved skincare. I loved makeup. I just liked simple things and just things looking a certain way. Not because of anything, but just the fact that I just like things looking a particular way. But over time, I think from social media, actually, I think the career or the industry has evolved and even becoming a bit unregulated. I think when Nigeria starts to do things to an extreme, it becomes unregulated. Now I'm going to be speaking about this video from a Nigerian perspective. I don't really know so much about it from another perspective. I'm going to be sharing it because that's the perspective I know it from. So aesthetic nursing career, is it worth it? I'll say yes. In 2026, definitely yes. I think now the industry is even saturated. But the people who have been there from the first go are still relevant to today. And that's why it's very important to know who to go to when you want to start aesthetic nursing. So in terms of qualifications, I would say start out with the right qualifications. I see people do a lot of things, go backdoor, just learn some things off the internet and then start their practice. It's not good. If you want to do something, do it well. Make sure you learn it from the right people, get the right qualifications, and then you can start aesthetic nursing. So for an aesthetic nurse, I would say learn the basics of aesthetics, which should be manual-facial. You might not even go into doing manual-facial at the end, but just knowing how that works in terms of the business side of it. Because if you decide to open up a business, which I'll talk about later on, having an idea how a facial works can be key to knowing what products to buy, what to stock in your spa, and how to go about getting your clientele. So the courses that I would advise you to do from that perspective would be manual facial. If you can find a school, because I don't know, at the time of this video, I don't still know if any institution in Nigeria teaches you laser. When I mean laser, the laser that you can use for black skin. That's the 10 NDR 1064 manometer laser. I don't know if anybody has the license to teach people laser. But in the meantime, get Manofacial, get cosmetic science. It's good to know the foundation of ingredients in the product, like to know what the ingredients are you're recommending to people, what it contains, how it works on the skin, what are the formulations like. Yes, there is no school at the moment that teaches you formulation. I know that there are schools in some African countries that teach you formulation, but at the time that I'm making this video, I don't see of any school. Maybe there is. So if you are watching this video and you think that there's a school that teaches people about formulating skincare products and the actual ingredients to use, just let us know in the comment section. But at the time I'm making this video, I don't know of any school that teaches you formula. But cosmetic science is a great place to start. So do Manofacial. I have that qualification. I have cosmetic science as a qualification. You can add laser. That is also a great qualification to have. If you want to go further, you can actually do the exam. That's the ITEC exam, which would help you to get a certificate that is recognized in the world. Asked me recently this, so that way if you decide to open your own business tomorrow, you have an idea of what these things are, and you don't need somebody else to start explaining some of the procedures that you're going to be offering, what they are and what they entail. Now, if you're planning to further migrate with your qualifications, you already have the knowledge, you already have the qualifications. You just need to register yourself as a nurse in any of these foreign countries and then transfer the skills and the courses that you have to the job that you're going to, and then let them know that you have these qualifications. That way you are able to negotiate your salary better. But as a nurse in a foreign country, practicing as an aesthetic nurse, you do need to do the Botox course, the filler course, and a laser course. These are the main things that they offer. So if you are a nurse in Nigeria looking to migrate later on with the aesthetic route, after you have sat for your CDESCO or your ITEC, I would recommend, maybe going ahead to do the Botox and filler course. But I do know that some employers use that as a means to tie people down with bonds, and they can tie you down for 5 years, 10 years, depending on how they feel it's equivalent to what depending on how they feel and the money that they've spent. So again, you don't need to learn these courses here. You can actually, when you come to the United Kingdom, they put you on some of these courses and you actually get to do these courses and learn on the job. So I wouldn't say that you must learn Botox and filler course, because most Nigerian clinics wouldn't start with training you on Botox and filler. They will start with training you with some of these other minor courses and make you work as an esthetician first. And when they see that you have progressed, they start to, put you on to the Botox and filler course. Or even I see that some people do the IV infusion. So these are the ways in which you can, slowly, get yourself prepared for migration. Is the course still worth it? Is the career still worth it in 2026? I'll say yes. Hell yes. From a business point, you can open your own business tomorrow with your experience, with the knowledge that you have. You can open your own practice. 2, people will always go into beauty and skincare. Yes, it's expensive. Yes, it's an industry that is highly saturated. But if you know what you're doing, if you know your onions very well, which is why I said focus on the knowledge and the experience, not necessarily the fact that you're thinking about migrating. Yes, migration can be part of what you're thinking about, because I do understand that nurses in Nigeria, I know the situation about nurses in Nigeria and how everything is. You don't need to remind me, I know. But from a career perspective, it is still in vogue. Just know what you're doing, know where you're getting your experience from, and then you can slowly decide to put up your game plan. Can you migrate with what you have? Just migrate to United Kingdom without having any experience from Nigeria. Then when you get to United Kingdom, you decide to go into it. Yes, you can. I'm going to be talking about it from the UK perspective, because that's where I have knowledge on. I don't know so much about it from the US perspective or Canada perspective. I'm going to be talking about it from the UK perspective. You can migrate as a general nurse to the United Kingdom, let you practice what you have learned, and then decide to switch. You can decide to switch your license from general nursing to aesthetic nursing, and then you become an aesthetic nurse. But the reason why I'm saying if you have a background knowledge on skincare, beauty, it makes you know much more than Botox and filler. That way you can offer more from a business perspective rather than just offering Botox, filler. Let me know in the comment section if you understand what I'm trying to say. So it's you on whatever route, because again, this is the internet and you can decide to do what is best for you and your situation. So I'm just saying, do that and then see what works for you. You can decide to do general nursing and then convert later, but you have your knowledge already. Because to be honest with you, no knowledge and experience is wasted. No matter where you go in life, whatever knowledge, skill, experience that you have gotten would always stay with you for life. So these courses that you're doing, it might look like it's a waste now, but in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, whenever somebody calls you, you still know that at the back of your mind, somewhere you have that knowledge, you have that skill, that it's just within you. You just need someone to just tell you about something. You're like, I know this, right? So whatever route that is convenient for you, you can decide to do it. That makes any sense. Let me know in the comment section if I've said anything of value to you. Please like this video up until this point. Please share this video if you found it useful, and subscribe to the channel and comment in the comment section and let me know that I am impacting someone's life positively. Anything that I need to say regarding if the aesthetic nurse career is worth it in 2026, I have said yes, it is. So if you're thinking about it, honey, what's stopping you? I understand that, yes, it's a career that is saturated now, but to be honest with you, that's how makeup is. That's how the beauty industry is. As women, we constantly have new beauty techniques, new beauty treatments. But if you're already in the industry and you know what you're doing and you're constantly reinventing yourself, there is no problem being in an industry that is saturated. There is you. You are unique. You make the difference. You set the pace. You tell yourself, I am different. I have the onions and the tools to make myself different. And you're different. To the end of this video, if you like this video up until this point, please like, share, comment. I will see you in my next video. Bye bye, darlings.